let's go to another misconception. It's number two. It's creating content types is tedious. What do you think about that, or why do you think people find content type creation so overwhelming?
Well, it's again, it's been, I mean, so Drupal provides you with a graphical interface for doing those tasks, right? But that
Mm,
doesn't mean that task is not repetitive and time consuming.
of course.
And probably, I won't say problem, but one of the situations you have with Drupal, it's probably you have way too many options. So there's too
Mm,
many options to configure when you are adding something or configuring a content type or adding fields. And it's the interface has been like improved a lot lately as well.
mhm.
So a lot of those steps are being now, way better than the past. In the past, you have to like click like several times and submit several forms. Now it's getting better. Things are getting more dynamic. So another couple of things that make this little more complicated than it should is there is a lot of like again complexity in the UI, but there's not like clear best practices how to do this, like naming convention, things like that. It's
Yeah.
more of the decision of the people that building this site. It's always good to have those recommendations and best practices on paper so you can share with your team and make it easier for them, all of them, to use the same approach. So again, so whenever you go at different content type, you don't see like different ways of building things. It's
Yeah.
probably the same power and freedom that Drupal gives you can get you in troubles at some point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Like with a big power comes a great responsibility.
You know, as
And you
Uncle Ben.
exactly. So you were mentioning AI. Has AI changed a lot this process, or how do you see it fits into these content types creation?
Again, funny thing, Drupal is also improving in that area. So again, as people say, the drop is always moving, and Drupal
Mm,
is been implementing a lot of AI features. And the answer is yes, AI can help a lot on this, and can also help you on providing you and taking advantage of analyzing previous content types existing on the system and suggest you how to like connect them. If you might be creating a blog or something else, it can read your system and understand there's some taxonomies and suggest you to reuse those instead of like creating each one again. It
mm,
also can help you, suggesting you better naming conventions. So again, if you provide a good, context on your AI implementation, you can just suggest, make sure you use this naming convention, like because naming things is hard, we all know. Again,
yeah.
long story short, can help you with consistency and making sure everything is standardized. And
Mm,
again, make it easier for people to collaborate in seeing the same definition all over the place.
yeah. And you were mentioning that you actually don't need to create new content types always. Like, what when do you actually need to create them? Like, when do you actually need to get into this process?
That's a good question. It's whenever you need to express something new or something different. Think about you have a piece of content that has a unique structure, so different field sets or different, set of like fields or components that you want to show on that page.
Mm,
When another reason that I see for creating a content type, it's whenever a piece of content requires a different set of permissions, like custom permission, access control, things like that. Sometimes you need to change things a little. When this content type, it also has a different life cycle. Maybe, the flow will be different for this particular piece of content, a different team. It's going to handle that content management, or maybe need to require some translation or different, team for doing that. So whenever something changes in the life cycle of the workflow, and another, pieces whenever you want to like reuse content, sometimes for you need to use a content that ain't going to change, so use or you ain't going to reuse, so you can use like a paragraph or just like custom field or whatever. But maybe when you need to reuse something, maybe that's a node that you can share across, or a block that you can share across different content types. So again, So again, think about when this is like some main differences in this particular content, and those differences could be some of the ones that I mentioned.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's not always the case that you need to start to create these content types. No, it's about very specific cases. No,
Yeah,
and now you have more tools to actually do it. No, and I think that the idea is also that we little by little. Tell me if I'm wrong. We're going to incorporate some of those things with Drupal Decoupled. Is that in the roadmap of the project?
yeah. In the end, again, think about this. It's just making your life easy. When you have like way too many content types, way too many, paragraphs or blogs, or your content structure start getting messy. So again, you need to like be careful for once you're introducing a new content type. Think about it, a new content is a new contract with the front end that you're gonna start because the team is gonna use that content somehow, somewhere. So if you change something, the front end will be affected. So just you need to make sure you don't go like that, you know. You just take care about when adding, or changing the structure of your content.